Hey guys, welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is the Blue Podcast Extra, where we're doing things a little bit differently now. I think this is the first one we're doing where we're just going to be alternating guests and us. So today I'm joined with Ethan, Lloyd and Jamie. Jamie's back from his travels.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's good. It's good to be back, to be fair. Very nice experiences there. Going to Brazil, going to Flamengo game was incredible. Working with the Brazilian fans through the Club World Cup was great.
Who do you actually support?
So
You've got like a Botafogo shirt, a Palmeiras shirt, and you went to the Flamengo game.
So basically, the team I support is actually really bad. We're in the third division at the moment. I actually do have a quick funny story. So I actually flew to Brazil to watch this team play. We'd never been promoted to the first division. We were in the second division, had one game left against the team above us. If we beat them, we go up. If we lose, they go up. And go to Brazil to watch the game. 3 minutes, we get a red card, give away a penalty, concede 1-0, go on to have 25 shots, 15 on target. They had 2-1, and we lost the game 1-0.
That's what you love to see.
That's pretty peak. That's pretty unfortunate.
It's going to be Liverpool versus Real Madrid.
And then
flashbacks.
The next season,
And PSG versus Liverpool first leg flashbacks.
But actually, that was a good one though. That was positive. We ended up winning the first leg.
No, you're a PSG fan, not positive.
No.
And the worst part is the next season we then got relegated.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So
Football heritage.
yeah, not worth it.
No, you're not the only person here to support a smaller club.
Brilliant. It's not my fault. We're pretty dire.
Yeah.
To be fair,
How was the Wembley? I'm going to move that. How was the Wembley?
Yeah, Wembley was great.
How was Wembley?
Wembley was great. Yeah. Me, Harrison, his brother, and Brad. Was it Brad? Is it Brad? Brad Miller. Yeah.
Brad Miller.
Brad,
yeah.
Brad was there.
Yeah,
Yes, Bradley Miller. Yeah.
Gave Brad a ticket.
Nice.
Yeah, Brad. When you get asked, "Are you from Southend?" you just say yes. Like Brad got asked, so we was in the stands. Brad's recording for his vlog. Bloke behind him goes, "You're not from around here, are you?" He goes, "No." "You don't even support Southend, do you?" "No." Bro, like, there are fans who didn't get a ticket.
Oh,
And they just seething at him. I was just like, "Oh, Brad, Jesus Christ!" Because they were just like, "Well, why are you here? Why are you here?" I was like, "Yeah, hello, I'm the region."
Yeah.
But I mean,
I am a Southend fan, I swear.
that's funny.
That's
it just
crazy.
didn't. I was just,
Do you reckon if it was like Man United versus Liverpool, and then he was, let's say, he was a United fan,
Yeah.
but then it was a Anfield and he was in the Liverpool end, do you reckon he would have gone?
Beating up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
easily.
for
Yeah.
sure.
But like, he was a neutral for both sides. But I mean, the game itself, great goal, 1-0 up within the first 3 minutes. Charlie Kendall, absolute hero, and then just capitulating. Like every time we went up, just capitulated. The second half was dire. It was 1-1. Then we scored again in the second half, like within 5 minutes again. Then we conceded 2 goals in in extra time. And it was just awful. We conceded a cross, and our Cole centre half just died.
Nice.
He's been pretty good the whole season, and then just in Wembley, just bottled it. That's Cole heritage.
And then how much of the rest of the night do you remember?
Well, I changed shirts. So I changed shirts because I thought they were going to change all the pubs over to be Oldham.
Yeah.
And obviously I wanted to go have a drink, so I just went back to my flat, got a shirt, and then went back out to the pub. Turns out they didn't change pubs, so I'm just in box pub with a Swansea shirt on. And I was like, well, I'm just getting looked at like an absolute weirdo.
Yeah. Would you not think to maybe not put any football shirt?
Like an
Why
England
did you
shirt
not
on.
do
I think she
that?
just picked up a shirt that was just there. I was like,
Like an
right.
England
It's
shirt
clean.
or something.
It's clean. Yeah.
Even it's there. I was just like, all my mates were just going, so I was like, I'll quickly grab the shirt that's on my back,
Yeah.
and then just left. And then speaking to the owner in a
The owner of the club.
owner of the club in a Swansea shirt,
That's
and
good.
then a couple of players in a Swansea shirt. They just looked at me hella strange, and I was
I'm
like,
not
I'm so
surprised.
sorry, lads. I mean, Keenan now follows the podcast. Keenan Appiah Forson, he follows it on Insta.
Oh, does it?
Amazing.
He does follow.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
And Justin said he'd come on. So
Oh,
happy
Incredible.
days.
well,
Look forward to that.
Network.
Just got to email him. So happy days.
Maybe you should do that.
yeah.
I was waiting for all the I was waiting for their pre-season games to come out, and also wait for the whole playoffs to.
Yeah.
'Cause I spoke to him at the penultimate game of the season at Gateshead, and he said for the pre-season, he's more than happy to. So I said I'll let the playoffs die, let the pre-season fixtures come out, and then I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Because we're going off. Southend are going off to Spain.
Sounds nice.
Oh wow.
To go play Cardiff.
Gonna go play Cardiff in Spain.
In
Yeah.
Spain, wait.
Wow.
I don't know where it begins with like an M.
Mallorca.
Mallorca,
No.
Marbella,
It's like
Malaga.
Magaluf.
MUJA or something.
MUJA?
Murgia. Right, I'll find it.
I know there's like a place called, is it Murcia or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess from that spelling that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to assume so.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess so.
Mercia.
Mercia, yeah.
Mercia,
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
M-U-R-C-I-A, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercia, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Matt, that's not no J in there.
No.
Matt's not even here.
He doesn't speak Spanish.
He knows a few words.
Yeah.
He knows probably
knows a
knows
little
what
bit. You
apple
were right
is
over
in
there,
Spanish.
Yeah, I'm good. I think something's went in my eye and I'm just like
Oh,
tripping
no.
out over here. I was like, I kept
Cheers,
checking the
Rhys zooming
camera.
right in on Jamie's face.
Bro, I was checking the camera to make sure it was over there. You've done me dirty there.
Oh, that's
fun,
class.
that's
So
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, Jamie just there like.
Bro, I'm tripping out like
What
crying.
I do want to bring something up. What is it up with the United fans on this podcast? Almost having an infinity gauntlet of football teams.
Yeah,
You're sort of building one yourself now.
No,
Swansea
so-
City, Southend, and Manchester United.
So I'm a firm believer of you can have a team that you support and then you have a team that you just follow. Man United is the team that I support, and then like following the team. So I
You
follow
don't
the
follow
local.
Southend. You're a pretty big fan, no?
Well, like I go
go
to
to all
most
the games. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to
most
more
games.
Southend games than United games.
So you're probably
Yeah.
more of a Southend fan, though.
Yeah.
Probably, but I support Man United and then follow Southend, Swansea. Swansea actually only came about because one of our guests on the show, Full On Football, Josh, he showed me the. We were just going through like football anthems,
Yeah.
and then he just knows all of them. Then he played the Swansea one. I was like, that's sick. And then there was like,
Can you sing it for us now?
yeah, hang on, we'll get. We'll get copyrighted.
No,
If
just
I
off,
play it.
just off your...
Swansea, oh Swansea, City, said I. Standing on the north bank until the day I die. Take me to the best view, way down by the sea. Right, follow Swansea, Swansea City.
You're not a United fan, mate.
All right, let's hear Man United chant.
Yeah.
Well, like, Jesus Christ, I've not been to a game in God knows.
Off the
how
top of your head, there we go.
You've got to know the main one.
Yeah, exactly.
long. Fuck no, I don't even know the song. Oh no. Bring the glory days again, we're back from the straight, for then it'll turn the Reds around. There we go.
That's terrible.
He's also not done that, but yeah,
No.
cool.
No, but
I thought you were just going to sing "Glory, Glory, Man United."
Yeah.
yeah, that's boring.
Well, I know it's boring, but that's probably one of
It's
the
the most obvious.
that's the one you know.
Yeah,
no?
not as good as Chelsea. Chelsea.
No.
Chelsea.
No, sorry, because going to a Chelsea game, that was the most annoying part when I went with you to the Copenhagen game.
I'm not going to lie, the rest of that night was a bit of a blur.
I completely agree with you, because I completely agree, but all I remember was just...
Theo went to the Clapham North after that, and then Noah went back to mine, and anyway.
Yeah.
all I remember from that was just Chelsea, and it was like...
What was the Chelsea game that you lost in the Conference League?
I didn't go to that one, and then you did. You went.
Yeah, wasn't it? I think it was Warsaw.
It was Lego Warsaw.
Yeah.
We were like 3-4 up. Already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lost 1-0.
2-1.
It was 2-1.
2-1, sorry, yeah.
Because we just went blue.
Come on.
Me and my mate Luke, we went Blues Kitchen afterwards. That was a pretty fun night.
What in Brixton?
Which
one?
No, the one by Liverpool Street.
Oh, okay.
So that was a
I
good
was going
night.
to say, why would you end up going to Brixton from Chelsea?
Yeah, it was a great night.
They're probably the same distance from Stamford Bridge.
Really?
Brixton's
Well,
super easy to get.
it's easier for them to
Yeah,
get home,
fair.
so.
It's easy to get home probably from
Yeah.
the one in.
Yeah.
Well, from them to
Liverpool
get back to
Street.
Essex, yeah, but me to get
from
back to
Essex,
Wembley.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
fair.
I mean, what I was going to ask you actually about you saying Essex, how the hell are you going to get to the charity game? Because
Find a way.
It's like literally the other side.
literally,
well, Matt said he'd drive, so I'll go meet Matt at Shenfield.
Oh yeah, you two
But
live quite close
he
to each
also
other.
just
no?
said that he might not have any space in his car.
yeah, because he's
I'll
taking
fi-
like
no,
family.
Brother
I'll
and
find a way
mum
then.
and sister.
I'll find a way.
Has he got a 5-seater?
Maybe.
I'll go in the
You can
boot.
squeeze him between.
No, you won't go in the boot.
I'll go Matt's football. I'll do the
He
pedals
might
for him.
allegedly, potentially go in the boot, but allegedly.
Yes.
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 I'll do the pedals for Matt in his footwell.
What?
I'll just sit in the footwell.
Yeah, just sit there, just told you which one.
Oh.
How hard can it be? right?
Reverse.
Do you know how to drive?
Yeah, I've got a license. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
See, can't be that
I'd
hard.
love if he just didn't have a license. He's just
You
sitting
can't drive.
No, I've never even tried.
there. In
Oh.
Europe, yes, not. I just don't drive here.
How can? But you have a license,
I have a European license, so I have a Dutch license.
but you can't drive in England.
I can, but I choose not to because it's the other side of the road. So when we went back to Brazil, I drove there because it's the same side of the road.
Yeah.
But I genuinely just find it so difficult to drive. I've tried. I just find it difficult to drive on this side of the road.
I've driven in France before. That was not too hard.
London drivers are
Yeah, London's different. Yeah,
Absolute
London's
chaos.
Oh, not the London
I
drivers.
can't do
Oh, no.
I can't. Like, it's, yeah.
They've so do you remember I told you I had a crash outside my house?
Yeah.
They're now doing roadworks to completely change the light system on that whole turning.
Oh, wow.
So now there's extra lights. Lights are in different places.
Christ.
So that, because basically the way that my road works, how would I describe this? It's a one-way system. It's a one-way system where you kind of go like up like that around the park and then like that basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so van 1, van 2, around the corner, boom.
I can picture it.
I think this one didn't realize it was a one-way system and then decided to turn right and just went.
To be fair, the signalling's not great there.
There's
no signalling there.
Well, that's the thing. So I've been in taxis sometimes going from South London to here, and they always do that. They kind of drive there and go, "Hang on a minute, this is not the right way."
Oh, yeah.
You've actually reminded me. In Streatham, I actually managed to be the reason to why they actually set up a set of traffic lights.
You were the reason.
Yeah, genuinely. So
like that on your CV.
basically, I was crossing. There's like a massive kind of turning where cars come like down the road here, and then kind of go round like a bend, and then go down the main road.
Yeah.
But and so there's like a kind of island in the middle. But between that part and the side of the road, there's no traffic light in between. So cars would just come round, and you'd see the traffic light for cars going across. Long story short, I crossed the road, got clarted by a bike, a motorbike, ended up going to hospital and got a letter about a month later going, due to this incident, we've decided to put in a traffic light. And now there's a traffic light set up exactly where I got hit.
Nice.
To be fair, I thought you said bike because if you'd said a bike, I would have said that wasn't the traffic lights. That was the fact that no one who cycles ever seems to listen to traffic lights.
That's true. I do, to be fair.
That's because all cyclists are just stupid.
You know Clapham Junction, that big junction?
Yes.
You go to cross the road, you have to triple check because otherwise a bike will come flying towards
Yes. Yeah.
you. It is ridiculous.
It's same in Amsterdam. Once I was crossing the road, my cousin was like getting to the road, halfway through the road, and about 20 bikes just come through, and I've already crossed, and he's just literally standing in the middle of the road, and then the traffic lights change, all the cars start driving, and he's just standing there like this, like, well, I can't go forward, I can't go back, I'm in the middle of the road with a bunch of bikes, and
That's terrifying.
cars.
He was playing Crossy Road in real life. Like, that's crazy.
It's bad.
Oh, what a game! You guys, when you had to swipe up to go across the next level. And
Yes. And then if I was panicking, if I panicked too much, I'd have to go backwards like a couple. Then I'd have to go forward again.
It's like one step forward, 2 steps back, and then go again.
I don't want to lose my life. I've got like 150 steps through.
Same with Flappy Bird was similar.
Oh, yes, Flappy Bird.
Didn't there a really sad story with that though?
What happened?
Wait, I'm going to fact check this.
Right.
I know it was shut down at one point, and then
Yeah, I used to play Flappy Bird a little bit, but I used to get really frustrated.
It was so
because I could never get past like 20 on it.
No,
I'd always die right at the start.
We had a competition. So at Macca's in our old crew room, we had a TV and it had Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
So like everyone on break, just sit in the crew room and just play Flappy Bird. I think a guy called Aaron got like a high score of like 270.
What?
Could he just sit there on 45 minutes just?
Well, that would be his lunch break every time.
Yeah, but like he'd have food and then just. But it'd normally be the overnighters because they do niche.
So yeah, he created the game obviously, and then due to its addictive nature and the negative impact it had on his life, he took it down in 2014. That's why he took it down.
Oh,
because it.
So for personal reasons,
guilt and pressure was the reason why it got taken down.
Wow,
That's
didn't know that.
Because of addiction.
Yeah, because people were getting so addicted to the game.
People would literally. I remember reading something about like people would get so addicted they just wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Same with Candy Crush was similar.
So
People just wouldn't stop.
It was basically Karens saying that their kids were getting too addicted negatively to the game.
And now look where we are with TikTok.
Yes,
Flappy Bird for goodness sake. Yeah, compare it to now. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, bro. Like TikTok's like it's just mental. The amount of stuff you see.
I'm not gonna lie, my feed is now just Bigfoot and Yeti being deployed to Iran at the moment with their snus and Coors Light.
Yeah.
I think I sent it to you this morning.
AI is just nuts. The stuff you can do there.
Insane.
No,
it's crazy.
I've actually realised recently how like good AI looks. So I've been seeing like a bunch of stuff.
Nuts.
And I've actually had to watch it 2 or 3 times. Where like, is this AI or is this real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I think we all kind of took it like, oh, you can make anyone do anything, but like genuinely, you can. Because I saw I was watching a video just as I was coming back from Brazil. I was waiting in the airport, and it was like this guy comparing a real video to an AI like generated one, and there are there's such a fine line between the two.
Yeah.
That like even the way like the faces look and the way we move, it's identical.
Yeah.
Once someone points it out, you can start to tell, but other than that, it's pretty much impossible.
With the barefoot, Bigfoot, Yeti, Nessie, there was
Damn kind.
gorilla one. Like the only reason you know it's AI is because they're speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they look real.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Imagine like what films can do now though. Like realistically, like we've had so many good
That's
films
a benefit.
now.
But then you look at the drawback. At what stage is it going to get to the people where?
The people.
The point.
What stage? what stage is it going to get to the point where people are just like making up fake stuff to like? Produce
it's already happened.
100%.
It's already happened.
No, like
Music
to produce
is-
a lawsuit. So be like, I could then make you commit a crime and then send it to someone. And
It
go,
probably has already happened. Like
Done that.
realistically, you could like tax fraud. You could probably get someone charged on tax fraud.
Yeah.
And you cannot. Realistically, you couldn't fight it.
You can because they'll just look into the things and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe not tax fraud, but there's probably a couple of things that you could
I
probably
think
get away
there are safeguards where
Hopefully.
in the code of a video you'll be able to tell.
with. Yeah.
Like you can't. There was a thing. This is weird, but OnlyFans have a code in. There was like they're trying to catch people who were leaking stuff,
Right.
and they put like almost like an invisible code on images,
Oh,
so then they could see whose profile it was that was leaking it, and then they could ban the profiles.
well, they do it with like you know how like clothes now like, in stores they have like invisible ink on
Yes.
it, so that they can track where stuff has gone.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
just
there's
through-
a police thing.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
a police
so
raid where
they'll,
they
like-
just taken loads of stuff and it was just all invisible ink.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm saying if someone's being chased by policemen, they'll chuck ink on them.
Yeah.
That's invisible to them, but so
It can track.
track it, yeah.
And
Wow.
you have no idea it's there.
no.
That is
You could
mental.
they could just walk off.
Yeah.
And then you go back
Fine,
home.
yeah.
And the next day you're on. You're
Yeah.
arrested.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do it on. So you know how they used to.
Technology.
You know how they used to do it on money bags. Like
Yes.
when like they used to have the
They
one that was coloured.
exploded ink.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Wow.
now they've got like invisible ink, so you don't even know it's
Yeah.
gone. Because someone in Japan got caught for that. It's the exact same thing. Because Japan is so far ahead in
Have you
technology.
not seen like the movies when like it explodes with blue in their face?
Yeah.
No.
It's basically like they can't get it off, so that if they were to like, walk down the street, someone would go like, "That's someone who stole them some money."
yeah.
Technology is just nuts.
It is
I've never
nuts.
seen any of that. The people who I feel bad for are like the 70-year-olds who have TikTok and then like they see all the AI stuff. They must think it's all real.
Oh my god!
They must like.
How many like nervous breakdowns do you think this has caused to elderly people?
I know.
Gosh.
It's like you see, what is it? Those videos of like the old ladies and the younger lady, those
Yeah.
argument videos keep on popping up on my For You
my
page.
God,
Do you
yeah.
imagine? Could you imagine like a 70-year-old watching that and then going, "The youth of today"?
They're doing that anyway. They're doing that anyway.
There we go.
What was
Like,
one where
that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Like where like you'd open like a bag and there'd just
Yeah.
be a bunch of like
Right,
paint
no, I've
inside
never
the
seen
cartridge.
that.
Like
And it stains the money,
Mark
so
Rober
you
did something
can't-
like that.
Yeah, you can't use the money because it
So-
stains it as well.
I see.
what's a content creator?
Mark Rober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
Top tier.
Christ!
Who?
Top tip. Mark Rober.
The guy that does all like the inventions.
I don't know who that is.
You've never seen Mark Rober?
I don't think I've seen
No.
either.
That is crazy. Watch
Oh,
this
he's
shit.
so good.
It's like the borderline between like entertainment
Yeah.
and
Insane.
and like learning and intelligence.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Let me
so
look.
cool.
Let me look him up. What's his?
Just
What's,
Mark Rober. If you say
Mark-
I reckon if you just search up Mark, it'll come up.
Rover.
Rober. He's got like I don't know, 15
Million.
Mark Rober.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
15 mil maybe.
Oh, I've
Like, he
seen
made a
it.
roller
I've never
coaster
seen him
the other
before
I've
in my
seen it.
life.
He
But-
creates insane. Like it's with the people like that. I
Yeah.
don't understand where the creativeness comes from.
Yeah, where does it talent of like you find out you can do this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like to just be able to churn out video after video.
I think it's called
video.
a guy called Dan Scott as well. Like he just makes random inventions. And there's another bloke on YouTube that I watch. I have no idea on his name, but he made like he makes things like versus his wife, and like he had like a whole like warehouse of a room, and he had like a basketball, and he just made it so he couldn't miss. So like the basketball hoop would just go to wherever the ball's going.
That's so
It's
sick.
Wow.
like watching because he goes through like everything. So he goes through his code, like how he like messes it up, and then how he redoes it. It's so sick.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy making a real life lightsaber?
No.
I think I started seeing it.
No,
Real
it's
life lightsaber.
It's basically just.
Isn't it like
a
Hacksaw or
it's just
something like
no,
that?
no. It's just a very, very condensed flame that he can control the length of because of how much power he puts. It is like a backpack of power, and it's like
Yeah.
all the way around.
Yeah,
to
because
this
he's
thing.
made a Captain America shield as well.
Yeah,
So I think I saw the shield one.
Wolverine claws.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
yeah. But have you?
Like,
Have any,
realistically, Iron Man is not far off.
I've seen
like, with
videos
technology.
of people using similar things, but they
Yeah.
normally use.
Shit. Yeah, them ones. Gabe's gone.
Fellas,
Yeah.
oh, fucking
I mean, my point is in terms of like that's kind of worrying for like.
is it?
I think if it was used.
I think the practicality of using things like that is very, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like-
think if it's used by someone who wants to use it for something bad, it can easily be done. Realistically.
I think it's very like when you got the use of nuclear power. I don't think any of these inventions really matter.
No, of course, but I mean, in terms of like, I feel like it's not very policed. In terms of like, realistically, you can
How
kind
do you
of.
police it?
Just tell people to stop being Iron Man.
Uh,
Just have a day off. Go watch the movie at the cinema. Just have a day off.
There's got to be ways, surely. There's got to be ways.
Well, I mean, you could say that about gun laws in America. Stop using guns. Just go watch a war movie.
Probably make it worse, to be honest.
You know what?
Let's not-
Yeah.
Let's
That
not-
might
let's not
actually
do that.
might actually encourage.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're doing it in the first
They
place.
watch too much Expendables.
But there's all these parents blaming it on like Call of Duty and stuff.
Oh,
and,
it's
like,
not.
It's nothing to do with.
Call of Duty. What a game.
I'm not gonna lie. School shootings happened way before Call of Duty came around.
Exactly.
That is true.
Exactly.
That is true.
I love that interview of the American diplomat and the Australian interviewer or whatever it was.
I've not seen that.
Well, I don't know if it was an Australian interview. So he was being interviewed about gun laws,
Right.
and he basically just gets shown all the facts about how Australia, because Australia used to have guns,
Yeah.
Right.
and then they just completely cut them, and they've gone from a few, like not as many as America, but a few mass shootings a year to zero.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, where's the facts? It's like, that is the fact.
That is the evidence is right here.
Oh, no, sorry,
He's
that's
like,
not-
but the people can like get guns illegally. And he was like, he said, oh, so should we make drugs legal because you can just get them illegally anyway?
Americans are so stupid.
So dumb.
But sorry, the fact that what you said, it's not even like that's the fact. It's like that's the biggest fact
Yes.
you can get.
Yeah.
That you haven't had mass shootings. Like surely that is
England,
the
how many
bullet.
mass shootings do you get?
Very little.
If not,
Even terrorist attacks, we haven't had that many.
oh, stop jinxing it, man. But let's move on from this. Yeah, true.
Oh.
We have we've been told there's a very high chance we'll have feet on the ground somewhere.
Oh, love.
Uh-oh.
My passport's.
Let's
not
move on
gonna
from this subject, 'cause
be used,
otherwise-
yeah.
Yes.
Anyone seen the latest MrBeast video?
No.
No.
What was it?
Oh,
Lose £100 in a year. Sorry, yeah, lose £100 of weight in a year, win 250k.
no.
Oh, is this the guy I saw
his
a TikTok
trainer-
and his trainer
trainer passed
died?
away.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I saw
I
that
heard
video.
about
It
it,
was so
but I didn't
sad.
see
watched
it.
the
This,
video.
this is on my watch later. This was.
Okay,
I think-
won't-
Well,
I won't spoil.
I mean, you can because I mean,
Yeah,
you can just
it's. I'd still watch. Like I got spoiled that obviously. The
Yeah,
trainer
it popped up
passed
on my
away.
TikTok. Like I don't usually watch his content,
Wait,
but
so
I
did he
thought
die like when he was
No, so
Training.
the basically from day one, the guy that's losing the weight had this trainer who came in every day, like became kind of part of his family, became really really close. Like they were together, solid for 90 days, I think, when it happened. I don't know how many, and yeah, just one day the trainer didn't come in. And Jimmy was, I think, somewhere else doing another video in a different country. So the head producer had to come in and just basically break the news that this
Damn.
guy's died, found dead in his room,
Yeah.
in his house. And I was like, oh fuck.
Like what? Yeah. Well, what do you do in that
And like
situation?
the thing is, at the start of all of this, the guy who's doing the losing weight challenge is like, I gained all this weight after my dad passed away
Oh my
initially,
God.
and it's just like,
Jeez.
oh my god,
Oh no.
hit the heartstrings, Jesus.
Yeah.
Watch the video; it will make you want to go to the gym. It's
Good,
so
I need to go.
motivational.
I'm gonna
I will.
watch.
I would say it's one of the better MrBeast videos I watched. I don't really watch that many of them, but when it's like the Curing the Blindness video, I watch that because it's a very interesting.
Heartwarming.
Yeah.
I think the only one I've watched is when he built the houses in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I think that's genuinely the only one I've watched.
Yeah. How can you hate on him? I don't understand how you can hate MrBeast.
No.
Because he's got a shit ton of money, and he gives
He-
gives it away.
He is the most charitable human being I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he does a massive amount of work, doesn't
yeah.
he?
I understand there's some
Plants
like
trees.
some videos and stuff you can question like
Because it's with his
morally
mate, I
and
guess,
individually,
yeah, but
at the same time, look.
I think that's more old school MrBeast though.
Yeah.
Like, now.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean in terms of like,
now MrBeast, he's like,
yeah, that's what I mean in terms of like I think he's learned from the criticism he's gotten.
yeah.
You know, like looking at I remember there was one video of like locking some people in a room for like 50 days or whatever it is. I think he's learned from that and gone, look, this is not the way to create content. And
it
I
needs
think
to be motivational, like the losing weight thing.
exactly.
Makes sense.
He's one of those content creators who look at feedback and go, okay, look, this hasn't worked. Put this aside. And what can we do that not just keeps viewers, but gets more people entertained, brings in more people, and as you said, motivates people, because that video is going to change a lot of people's lives as well.
Yeah.
And
The guy went from a triple XL to a large.
that's crazy.
Damn.
Absolutely crazy.
Insane.
That is so good.
Imagine.
That's it. That's
Well,
incredible.
luckily, we won't have to go from a triple XL, but
No.
That's
But still,
really
that's
back down.
But you
crazy,
never know. Still
crazy.
got a few years in front.
This is XL.
Performance.
So this is XL. So I still need.
this is XL, I think.
I don't think I've ever got a large shirt.
To be fair, this is
No,
a, this
me
is a
neither.
Brazilian XL.
Let's see the bicep for it.
There you go. Damn.
What? There's bump.
Huge.
Yeah.
Bump.
To be fair, this is a Brazilian size,
Yeah.
so it's automatically smaller than a European.
Yeah.
But no,
Do you
I
guys ever want to do like a weight loss video?
absolutely.
I don't think I've got much weight to lose.
Or weight gain? or like,
Smoking challenge.
or we could almost have like different people have different
Yeah, like,
challenges.
yeah.
There's so many
Right,
of us.
okay.
Yeah,
Yours
I'm
could
happy.
be to get shredded.
Yeah.
I'm
Yours
happy.
could be to get shredded, but like it's a very, very
Yeah.
different type of getting shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
because the difference with us is I'd be losing weight and gaining muscle, but then you'd be like putting on weight
Just-
but
Yeah.
gaining muscle.
Yeah,
Could do it in Feb. Have our own Blue Podcast Fitness Feb.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Make it into a podcast.
Yeah.
Boom, that could be a show.
No, I'd just make it into a YouTube video like the
Absolutely.
game
There you
shows.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
boom.
Well, I hope you guys are enjoying like the more. I do quite enjoy a more YouTube-based video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping we do some like football content or like
Yeah.
something like that, like in-person content.
Crossbar challenge.
To be fair,
Well, we've got some-
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do.
We've
We've
got
also
some-
got the charity match coming up.
We do.
13th of July.
13th of July,
Yes.
M Group Stadium, which Henry didn't guess in last week's game show.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Had to duck in points.
That's so
That's
funny.
it.
Him working for the club and not
Yeah.
getting the stadium is
I hope the
diabolical.
club sees that.
I kind of hope they don't.
No, I don't.
Oh,
They
wait.
don't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe we should stop mentioning it then.
Yeah, I was
He
gonna
did get
say,
it, he did
yo,
get
we
it.
are throwing under
we,
the
we
bus.
told him don't. We told him not to guess it because it make good content.
Yeah.
But anyway, tickets are live, shirts are live.
Shirts are a bit iffy at the moment. I don't think they're gonna anymore.
Okay, fair
If you
enough.
got your shirt, you'll get your shirt. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, tickets are live.
it's alive.
They are on
For a
sale.
fiver, same price
Yeah.
as the Sainsbury's premium meal deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
And we
fun.
are also, our social media is all over it.
Yeah.
It's literally,
To be fair, we get
Yeah.
what hundreds of thousands of views on our Instagram at the moment.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
It's getting-
213.7k.
What is that like in the past week or the past month?
Yeah, past 30 days.
Past
Yeah.
30 days.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Brad posted really well.
Brad did so well. Yeah.
Yeah, Brad's
Yeah.
was good, wasn't
We'll
it?
get up
I
the-
saw he got like.
get up the- there we go.
Last time I checked, it was like 181 likes or something.
So in the
something like
last 30 days, we have completed
Hey.
231,799 views. 56% have been on posts, and our top content was the Brad's post, who got 47.
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Ashley Keno got 15. Another 10k from the story post. 9.5k from Kian saying Forest Bottles top 5, and 8k from Lil Junior.
I've actually got the May recap here.
Oh, lovely.
You crushed it in May. Oh, you crushed it in May. Here's what that looked like. So we had an 103% increase in views from April to 187k.
Wow.
We had a 98% increase in views from non-followers, 83% non-followers, and we had a 59 extra followers. We're now at 2k. You get 2k followers. So we shared 57 reels and 43 posts. Cool. And yeah, I guess that's how we did on a graph.
Wow.
That is
see that?
incredible.
I would say that's
You
a
can
pretty
see that.
good trajectory.
Yeah.
Not to flex, guys.
No.
We got
He is the
18
guy that's
pay
running
views
the
and 2
Instagram.
followers from the Hayes announcement.
Damn.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. Thank you all for the support.
Yeah.
This is what we
This is
do.
what we do.
This is what he does.
Oh, I'm talking about what is the best football quote of all time?
What
Top 3 football quotes of all time.
quotes?
Oh.
It's got to be.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh. I don't,
If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, classics.
Yeah, that's a good one. What other ones are there?
I've been in a little Mick McCarthy era. Or even Gary Neville, G Nev. I love Huel.
There's also.
Yeah, I was going to say that one.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the one where it's like 20 years ago, you go into a restaurant, you get you get bread and you get a lump of butter with it. Now you get olives, vinegar. That's.
Yeah.
Can't remember what else. There's not,
Hello, Philip. That's where he goes, isn't he, in his interview?
Hello, Gary.
What's the Chris Kamara one?
Oh,
It's unbelievable, dude.
no. Oh,
no,
yeah.
there's-
When he got
has he
outside
been-
the
has he
red
been said
card.
it?
Has he?
Has
it? Yeah,
Has
has
he?
it?
Record for who, Chris Marr?
He's like-
I don't know, Jeff has it.
I love that
He's
one.
been substituted.
Yeah.
On that though, I interviewed him. Incredible guy.
Did you?
Yes.
Like, genuinely.
Jamie loves to just kind of.
incredible. No.
Yeah,
Jamie
But
loves
stuff
to
it.
No,
slide
it's not,
in.
it's not
Yeah.
even that. I just wanted to say he is such a nice person.
He seems
Like,
lovely.
He
Also,
is.
I'm glad he's come out the other side of his.
yeah.
Mission.
Like,
Yeah, well, I interviewed him after that, and I said it didn't feel like it affected him
No.
in terms of he just continues and such a strong person.
It must be like. It's the same with like professional sports people and stuff like that. When you have something happen to you, that means you can't do what you love. Like, be a pundit.
Yeah.
You have to be able to talk.
Yeah,
He had the one condition, which means you can't talk.
Yeah.
literally. Yeah,
That must be such a knock on you mentally.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I
Well,
hear
he still
it.
did Ninja Warrior when he had his voice thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not speaking. That's sort of.
No, he was a prisoner.
No, he was
Presenter, yeah, true.
But to be fair, like this is why it's incredible because someone like Christian Eriksen, who literally
died.
Literally died on the pitch,
Yeah.
and look at him now. He's still an incredible midfielder, playing at the highest level, and it genuinely doesn't feel like this has happened. Do you know what I mean? It feels like that kind of year that he was out has just gone missing.
Yeah.
Which
There's a really interesting thing. I think it was. What was it? Christian Eriksen left Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Was it won it at Inter?
Yeah.
Died, came back to life, went to United, and won the FA Cup before Kane won a trophy.
Wow.
That's what we do.
That's mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kane's won it, I guess now.
That was Simon.
Yeah.
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 He has won a trophy.
And Spurs broke their trophy curse.
Yeah.
as well.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, sorry, then-
I'm very
so-
pleased about
so
that
did-
one on Tottenham.
So did Crystal Palace.
And Newcastle.
Palace
Yeah.
have won their first ever
Have you-
top flight trophy.
Have you seen that the whole Crystal Palace ownership is absolute complete, like just in complete chaos?
I thought the bloke was selling it now.
So
I thought he's had the
John
opportunity to sell it.
Textor owns Lyon, Botafogo, and Crystal Palace.
It's fine though. Leon just got relegated.
They've been 500 million debt,
Oh my god.
relegated.
Yeah.
Botafogo have been fined for, I can't remember. I think they've been fined about £30 million, which is ridiculous in Brazil. Like that's
Yes, that's a lot of money.
unhearable. I can't remember what for, but there was something they were fined for, and it's gotten that bad that John Textor is now selling Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So after they've
Well,
just
he
won a
was going to sell it
trophy,
anyway last year. There was talks in
Yeah,
Bayern
because
Everton.
he's not got majority ownership. That's
Yeah.
Steve Parish. I think he's got like a little percentage in it, which is probably a good thing for Crystal Palace based off of what's happened to
yeah, well, this
what's
is the
happened
thing.
to Leon.
This is the thing. He's only selling it because Leon need money.
Yeah.
Because Leon weren't originally going to get relegated. We knew they had some issues and stuff, but originally they had said they were gonna stay as a Ligue 1 club, but that's just completely gone out the window.
And Bordeaux have gone down to
Bordeaux as
League
well.
Yeah,
We've lost
yeah.
Brescia this year as well.
Damn.
Sandra Tonali
Tough time
came
for
through.
France. Oh
Well,
no.
Italy as well.
Anyways,
One league we don't cover.
I do think though that does this not bring up a question about ownership? And I think ownership across football kind of needs to have a serious look at itself because
these
there have been
companies
too
can't
many
change
clubs.
You can't change it though. There's too much money in it to
I
change.
know it's just there's been too many clubs recently that have like just completely gone out.
Yeah, there's the issue with some owners. There needs to maybe be stricter rules on allowing people to own a club.
That's what I mean.
Because obviously some owners buy clubs thinking they're going to make money out of it, then realise they're not going to do that, and then go, oh.
It's like Bury was the same thing. Bury literally crumbled because of that.
Yeah.
The owner thought he was going to make money.
Yeah, but even Newcastle, the Saudi ownership, they've been struggling recently.
That's more financial fair play issues though.
That's what I mean. But in terms they've brought those rules in, and they've brought that in England. What I mean, say a lot of Europe is separate, but they've brought that in. But at the same time, if you do that, you need to change the model of ownership.
They're thinking of changing the financial fair play.
I saw that. That's what I was going to mention.
Yeah,
they were gonna give teams more leeway because basically what they're saying is we can't sanction everyone.
Yeah. Right.
But what it means is everyone would get a clean slate.
As soon as we start spending money.
Which means...
I don't think that's going to be a problem for you next year, you bastards.
Well, I mean, what it means is anything that with Chelsea previously is gone, anything with Man City previously is gone.
Well, also, we have, to be fair, for us two, we got loads of money.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried about it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So
I think Newcastle are going to be the ones that proper benefit.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But
it's because their old ownership just stiffed them for so long.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they're struggling.
Man City also benefit because they get rid of 115 charges.
Surely not.
Yeah, that's what
they've already had the case, though, haven't they?
I don't reckon the
already
charges
had
go
that
because they're already getting done.
No, so what they've said is it would just give everyone a start from the beginning.
Including City.
That would be mental.
Every single team in the English pyramid.
I don't agree with that at all.
At the moment, would just reset where it is.
Okay, City
if they were to bring in this new model.
The fact is with City, they spent so much money on wages and players in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
That is how they got to the stage that they are in the first place.
Yeah.
Lots of City fans now going, I've seen a lot of Manchester City fans saying, oh, we don't spend... We're making more money than what we get. It was like, yeah, because you've got an incredible academy and you're selling all of these players now. But
look at Chelsea.
It's about it's about how you got to this position. You know,
literally Chelsea
like,
is just Man City's like academy just growing up. But what it would mean if they change the ownership would mean that pretty much every team just gets reset.
But wouldn't they be having a cap? I heard rumours of a cap.
But it would still reset, so you'd have to reach that cap.
Yes.
Well, like a salary cap. Or
yeah,
a transfer
so like
cap.
Salary cap.
It would almost be like the MLS have a salary
so
cap.
You can't
I like
have
the idea of a salary cap.
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
You can't have players being like one player on like 600,000 a week.
I don't think
and
that's
the rest of the team on like 20k.
I mean, for Chelsea, it's exactly what we do anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
know.
You just split it out by
Because if we have a salary cap and other leagues don't have a salary cap,
yeah, we're gonna
we would suffer.
To be fair, Spain has a salary
would-
cap.
Does it?
To be fair, Spain does have a salary. It's very like written into the contracts and stuff, but there is a salary cap in Spain.
Right.
I think Brazil have a salary cap because they also write in the release clause that Spain you have to have a release clause. They do have some. It's not as regulated, but it's some sort of. So you can't. I think you can't have a player paid. So the highest earning player can't be over 5 to 10% more than the next highest paid player.
Right.
So you can't have someone on like 100k.
Cap per se.
Basically, it's a bit complicated, but it's written into their rules that you can't have someone on like 300k if the rest of the team are all on like under 100k or under a certain amount. So you can't have like
United.
Yeah, you can't have
Casemiro was on 350 grand a week and Diallo was on like 40.
That's what I mean. That it stops that, so it means that you have to have either everyone's paid a lot or no one is.
Yeah,
right.
That's why you don't get smaller clubs. That's why you get like when Cavani went to Vallecano, he was on like 20k a week.
Yeah.
Because the highest paid player was on 60, and he couldn't get more than that.
Yeah.
So if you want to play, you've got to do that.
Like, Santi Cazorla went to play for free.
Yeah.
He's on minimum wage.
He's gotten promoted.
Yes.
He's gotten promoted.
He's got a great singing voice as well, by the way. Have you seen that video? I was like, oh my gosh, he can sing a song.
Yeah.
He was singing the Oviedo anthem. I was like, you know what, fair play, you got some vocals on you, Santi. Didn't realise you had that in your locker.
He's been mostly playing with his left foot now because obviously his injuries on his right.
Yeah.
And he's still that good.
Yes.
Yeah. So he is one of the most underrated players. I'm sorry, he's not talked about enough. He was incredible.
He was very good. Very good. Yeah. Take corners with both feet. What?
Start, bench, sell.
Yeah.
David Silva, Santi Cazorla, and Juan Mata.
Oh.
David Silva goes. Start Juan Mata, bench Santi Cazorla.
What?
Really?
I'd go
You
start. No, sorry, I'm going to go start Cazorla, bench Silva, sell Mata.
No.
What am I hearing?
No.
What's yours?
What's yours?
Well, David Silva's surely
thought
got to
so
be
as well.
Silva's got to start, no?
Nope.
And then probably you bench Mata and you sell Santi Cazorla.
I thought that.
Yeah.
I would
That's mine.
I'd sell Mata.
Really?
No way. Bro, you
I love-
don't
I
say,
love
bro,
Juan
did
Mata.
did you
Because all
did you say
basically
sell
helped
David
single-handedly
Silva?
help Chelsea
Yeah,
win
sell
a
David Silva.
Champions League.
I can play for Chelsea.
No, but did he do it for Arsenal?
I mean,
Absolutely
nah,
not.
I don't. I don't know.
You got Arsenal bias.
It's not even that. It's not even that. I genuinely think one of my favourite players of all time is Santi Cazorla.
Yeah, but it's not better than
It's
David
not
Silva,
better
man.
than Mata or.
I think the only one I could
David
argue is
Silva.
maybe start David Silva over him, but I think I'd still keep him.
No,
I think-
I'd sell David Silva.
Mata's prime.
No, sorry, selling
It
David
was
Silva
good.
is a
It was
crime.
good. It was
Selling David Silva is a crime.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not hearing that. No,
No.
selling
David
David Silva,
Silva,
is a
man.
crime.
Can't be selling David Silva.
You can.
He's
See
just
the way that man dribbled with the ball. You see that goal against Blackpool where he takes it past 2-3 people and he just slots it up, mate.
he changed that Man City side.
He's an
Yeah.
absolute technician.
He's one of the individuals that, you know. And I know we're talking about football. I just want to quickly mention, because we're not doing WSL podcast.
Yes.
Do just want to mention, have you guys seen that they're actually extending the league up
Yes.
to 14 teams?
Yeah.
I saw
So
that.
they're going
And
to
something about
increase.
promotion as well.
Yeah, so they're going to increase the amount of teams promoted and relegated.
So
I
it's
think it's
26 games for Chelsea to win every single one now.
I think it's 2 up, 2 down now. So 2 teams get relegated.
Yeah.
Which is good because it bridges the gap that we were
Yeah.
speaking about
Yeah.
this whole
The,
season.
the
Yeah.
big issue with women's football is the bottleneck
Yeah.
of only one team goes up
Yeah.
on pretty much all leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, one goes up, one goes down.
Yeah.
We
Like,
had,
how are you supposed to get change if it's only one team?
And this will also bring a relegation battle, which
Well,
I think
exactly.
is really key. Like, if you're going to have 2-3 teams that might not be as good as everyone else,
Yeah.
there's at least a battle. I thought, Crystal Palace got relegated this season.
Yeah.
Well, that would be tragic. This
Was it? I think it was like Bristol City the year before. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And those two teams, like, they were down with about 3-4 games to go. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So if you bring those other teams
it
up,
makes it more competitive.
exactly,
What
it
I would
does.
say, I don't know if you guys heard, there was the Nottingham Forest women's team that for the last 8 years have won the league, but because it's split into divisions, into North and South, they have to go into a playoff,
And they've not won it.
and they've not won it. So they've won.
Jesus.
So they've now changed that because they've won the league 8 years in a row, and they still haven't been promoted.
Jesus
They
Christ.
still haven't been
That's
promoted.
That is insane.
That's like LeBron numbers. LeBron won that
And then it's the same.
championship,
It's the same thing with was it the Hull City team where they just didn't bother? Was it Wolves?
Wolves,
Yeah,
that was
Wolves,
it.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
just didn't bother. So basically, they in December they had a chance of being promoted. I think they were fighting the top 2, and they finished second. Didn't get promoted because that's not how it works. But I think on a technicality, they would have got promoted. However, the club had just not bothered to file for promotion. So
Yeah.
you have to write to the league saying we want to get promoted, and you've got to prove you have the ground and the facilities and stuff like that. They just not bothered to do it because they were like, well, it's not going to happen, whatever. Got promoted and it was rejected because they didn't hand the paperwork in on time. It was too late and they just got skipped, so the team below them went up instead.
Yeah.
Because the owners just went, we're not going to do it.
That's crazy. That's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
You imagine being a part of that squad, the manager and the players. Like,
I'm walking out.
You work so hard all season, and then
Yeah.
you find out, the board didn't actually even
Yeah.
do what was asked of them, which is like a pretty minimum thing
Literally
to do.
is the only thing you've got to do.
Exactly.
Like-
just send the stuff, and then you get
But
promoted.
now what that means is if you're in that second position, you're going to file for it because you
Yes.
know that the second position will still get you promoted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolute joke.
Well, on that madness, thank you very much, guys, for watching the Blue Podcast Extra. As we said, charity match coming up.
Yep.
Ethan's all over the Instagram. Ronnie's all over the TikTok. The Clips guys will be back soon. And but we'll see you guys hopefully with a guest next week.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If not, oh no, it's pub golf.
We've got some.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've got
pub
pub
golf.
golf.
We've got a pub golf coming up to
Yes.
celebrate 5 years of the Blue Podcast Network. So make sure you keep your eyes out for that. And we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.